thank you for joining me. My name is Jordan Bailey, and I am going to show you a couple stamping, GelMoment stamping hacks. So this is my current manicure. I just finished it, and I have an ombre stamp as well as just a little flower there, and that is using our regular polish. So I'm going to show you just a couple different things on how you can play around with your stamping kit. So I have a stamping plate here. This is number 9. It is the, I believe it's Leaves and Bloom one. So for the first hack, I'm going to show you how you can achieve an ombre look. Now this can be used with your regular stamping gels also. So I have gray and red here. I'm not actually going to do it because then I gotta clean up for no reason, but I'm just going to show you how you would go about it. So if you wanted to use more than one color, all you do is place a bit of your color where you want it, so half red for example, and then you would take your gray and you would put the gray in the bottom half, and then when you go to scrape it away like this, it'll actually blend them in the middle, and then when you stamp it you will have an ombre stamp. So you could use 1, 2, 3 colors, whatever you would like, and it'll kind of blend it for you when you're scraping at it. Now this one, so my second hack is I've figured out a little bit of a way to kind of use regular polish instead of just the stamping colors. Now I will be honest, it's not quite as clear. As you can kind of see, like it did come out pretty good, but it's got a little bit of like a runny kind of look, but it did stamp on pretty nicely. So I'm going to show you how to do both the ombre using regular polish, but I will say it does work much better when you do have the stamping polishes, just because they are thicker and they are meant to be used for that. But we will go in and I'll show you how I got this stamp ombre. So the first color I'm using is Satin Princess. So all I did was kind of brush it on to the spot that I want it to be, just like that. And then get your next color. I have Ballerina. And you're gonna stamp, or you're gonna polish it right next to it, like that. And the last one I have here is Pinky Promise. And you're just gonna brush that on. I could have got them a little bit closer, but for tutorial purposes, it will blend, so it should be okay. You're gonna go in with your stamper and you're just gonna go across like this, and then go over it a couple times. That'll help fill in all the blanks and blend in the colors. And then I usually turn my thing, get a fresh side, and give it one more go just to clear anything off the edges. Bring that up closer. So now you can see that those 3 colors are all in the stamper and they've sort of blended themselves, which will give you that ombre feel. Taking your stamper, you're gonna stamp it just like you normally would. So now my stamp is there, and I'm gonna cure this just for a quick 5 seconds. You don't want to do any longer than that because it will get harder to transfer. So this is just kind of setting the polish so that it doesn't start to spread out, because when you're using regular polish on the stamping silicone, it'll start to like spread out because it's too loose. I don't know if that makes sense. So that'll help kind of stop that from happening. So now what you're going to do is take your nail. In this case, I have a nail stick with a little bit of eye paint Q on it, and just like you would stamp normally, you're gonna do your however you like to stamp. I do a slow roll and it'll kind of pick everything up. I'm just gonna put a little pressure on the back because I'm using the nail stick. Normally I'd be like pushing my nail into it. So you're just gonna give it that roll that you normally would, and it just picked up all of those little pieces. My nails are normally smaller, so that would have covered my whole nail and got on my skin, but that was a pretty good transfer there, as you can see. So then you can go in and cure that just the way it is. If you have some that are starting to kind of lift, maybe they didn't go on super smooth, you can just gently pat them down with your cuticle pusher. And that is one way to do it. And it transfers pretty good. And then you just give it a full cure so that it is fully dry. Another thing you can do, as you can see, like I still have like a flower here. So one thing I like to do, which is how I got a singular flower on my pinky here, you can take tape and you can actually clean up around the spot that you want to come off. So you're just taking off that cured polish, just like so. Just kind of go in carefully. And then we'll stick with that. Oops, tape is stuck to me. I'm just going to show you here at the base as there's no stamp there. So then when you have kind of just like one flower or something sticking out, you can go in and you can stamp that down into this place that you would like it to stamp. Another thing that I really liked about this is that when I got it on my skin, it actually came off super easy since it's like a slightly cured. It didn't like stick to my skin the same way that like the regular stamping gel does. And it still allows you to remove it off your nail. Like if I got it on and I didn't like the placement, I just take my cleansing pad and kind of, it'll take a little extra like strength, but you can rub it off still because it's not fully cured on. So it does allow you to fix a mistake if you don't like it the first time around. It just might take a little extra elbow grease. And I think that was all for our tutorial. I just cured it and then coated it in Clearly Frisky. Thank you so much for watching.